Welcome to r/relationship advice. Girlfriend, 36, who lives with me, 34, fantasizes about group sex, and I want to break up over it. I don't properly know why I want to break up with her. More than likely it's probably just due to my own overthinking everything. Together for 8 years, living together for 6. I need to make it perfectly clear that even though it may not seem like it when you read the next part, I do not think that she's done anything wrong at all. She's an amazing woman and I want her to be as happy as she can possibly be. Around 2 months ago she brought up the idea of having a threesome, or a gangbang, exclaimed that she didn't expect me to go along with it, and doesn't need it to be happy. Thinks it would be a great adventure for the both of us. I obviously said no. And she said that's awesome. She expected that, but now that the cat's out of the bag, can we watch some porn together? I've never really been big on porn. I've always used my imagination to masturbate to. But she uses porn, which is fine of course. I've got no problem with that. We watched some porn of that sort together and quite honestly, I felt sick, really sick. She was all crazy levels of into it, and I was the complete opposite. I acted into it and think I passed. I've felt shitty about her ever since. I've felt inadequate, insecure, maybe even close to depressed. Everything is crap now. I can't stop thinking about how she wants multiple man organs, and I'll never give that to her. She says she's okay with it, but for how long? I don't want to have sex with her anymore. And since then I've only been doing it when she initiates it to keep her docile. I'm already not enough for her, so I can't start removing things, else I'll be even less compared to what she wants. These feelings have only been getting worse and worse, and I can't do this anymore. It's taking a serious toll in my mental health. We share a house, which I personally would not like to give up to her. It was mine for 2 years prior to her. In an ideal world, I would tell her it's over, and she would take her stuff and leave as quickly and as quietly as possible. But that's not what's going to happen. She will demand answers. And she will fight for the relationship, and will likely go to great lengths to try and make me stay. I know that she loves the crap out of me, and it's going to messy no matter what. I don't want to tell her why I don't want to be with her anymore. I just want it to be over with, causing minimal pain to her, because she doesn't deserve to lose her boyfriend over this. Think I'm a dick if you want. But I need to put myself first and I can't cope with thinking about this anymore. Now for some comments. At the very least you need to talk to her and find out what exactly she finds appealing about these scenarios. You can do this without being judgmental. There are some answers she can give that are very good or very bad, from your perspective. Bad would be the things like one dick will never satisfy me, or worse, your dick will never satisfy me, or even worse, I'm an insatiable cockhound and I won't rest until I have simultaneously ensnared the reproductive organs of every male of your species in one of my orifices, in which there is only ash and sulfur and no hope of God's favor shining down upon you. Those would be bad. They are also unlikely. More likely are answers like, I want to be the center of attention, or I'm curious what DP feels like. The good thing about these are that they don't reflect on you or your performance in any way, and you can easily replicate them without expanding your cast of characters. She wants to be spit roasted. Slap a suction cup dildo on the wall while you fuck her face. She wants to imagine several guys lusting after her. Blindfold her, disguise your voice, dust off that rusty Shackleford impression, and fuck the shit out of her, with or without toys. Here's the thing, the next woman is gonna have fantasies too. Many of which won't necessarily be things you can fulfill single-handedly. Are you gonna dump every woman who has a fantasy that's something other than sex with you and you alone? If so, I'd wager you'll be back here again, saying, guys, my GF is so vanilla, I'm so bored, how do I get her to want something other than lights out missionary? Next comment. I'm sorry, but why haven't you spoken to her about these issues? You should at least be talking to her about this stuff. It's very hard to believe you are with a person for 8 years and you can't talk to her about these things. Next comment. If you want to put yourself first, seek some serious counseling. Holy shit. She brought up a fantasy she had, you declined, she expected and respected your answer, and her fantasy stays a fantasy. That is good partner behavior. You are going to destroy a solid 8-year relationship with a partner you admit loves the shit out of you because you can't cope with a very common fantasy kink. I hate to be the person who says this, but you seriously need to grow up. You say you could never provide her with that? Why not? Get a dildo and pound her ass with it while you bang her doggy style. You stay within your one-on-one comfort zone and she gets to enjoy the sensation of having multiple holes filled. This is called compromise. Easy peasy. She obviously respects you enough to not push your sexual boundaries and trusts you enough to be honest about something as personal and intimate as her sexual fantasies. Again, good partner. Many women enjoy fantasizing about all kinds of kinky shit. If you dump this one, who's to say what your next girlfriend might be into? She probably has no idea how put off you are by her interest in watching porn of this, and definitely is clueless about your feelings of inadequacy because you yourself admit that you hide it. You're making her into the enemy and not even providing her with enough information to see your side of things. You need to communicate your feelings to her. Please, consider counseling. Put your bruised ego aside and get your shit together before you go nuclear and regret it for the rest of your life. Next comment. I guess you really never loved her if you are willing to break up over this. This person loves you and had the courage to share a fantasy. Because you don't share it, you're going to throw her away like a piece of trash and not tell her why. Relationships are about more than sex anyway. Also, I think your fears of not being enough for her are unwarranted. She dropped it as soon as she found out you were not into it. Next comment. Now that the dust has settled, ignore all other comments. Mine will get downvoted to the gutter since it's not politically correct, but whatever. As long as it serves someone out there. If her fantasies make you uncomfortable, it's absolutely fine. If you want to break up with her, then please feel free to do so. If you plan on not revealing your reasons for the breakup, then so be it. You don't owe her an explanation. Since you've been in the house before her, you should be able to keep it. But regarding that, I'd talk to a professional since laws vary from state to state. I absolutely get what you're saying. And contrary to some posts here, not every girl has fantasies about getting railed and having her orifices stuffed like a Thanksgiving turkey by a boatload of dudes. People with common sense would consider this a red flag. This might explain why you feel so disgusted by her. And there's the fear of it all being fine for now. But for how much longer exactly? Has she ever done threesomes or gangbangs before? Has she cheated on you? We could go on speculating, but the truth is that there's a burning sensation in her that craves a life of exorbitant promiscuity. Her ideal life would be being with you while simultaneously having affairs, hint, they include threesomes and gangbangs, on the side. From my experience, it's just a matter of time until she cheats on you. And she won't just cheat because she feels like it, she'll probably try to land a guy who's more open, some millennials would call it modern, and be with him instead of you. So that she can have her cake and eat it too. If you want to break things off, your best would be to let her know about your decision and give her a deadline, no more than 5 days, for when to be out of the house. Keep it to a minimum. Don't get caught up in any discussions or arguments, and don't reveal your true motives. When shit hits the fan, everything, I repeat, everything, will be used against you. She'll try to weasel her way back into the relationship. She might even succeed to convince you that you're overreacting and that it's not fair. You'll most probably will be guilt-tripped by her. And if by any chance you happen to stand your ground, she might and probably will go around calling you names in front of her/your friends and relatives. Describing you as a misogynist, insecure asshole who emotionally abused her. After that, it's up to you to keep her at an arm's length. For example, block her number, all of her social media outlets, so that there's no chance she can contact you again. It'll be tough. Very tough. At least for a couple of weeks. But time will heal all your wounds. On that you can trust me. In a not too distant future you'll be glad you ended things. If there's something to remember, silence is gold. The more information you give her, the more she'll use it against you. Either to manipulate you or to badmouth you in front of common friends/family. Don't even mention your reasons to any friends of yours whom she might know. I wish you all the best and keep us updated. Edit: I just read the newest comments and holy crap, mate. It's so sad that when someone asks for advice on how to end a relationship he just gets roasted because his opinion doesn't suit the new world order. Forget about them. Literally. Just go through with it once and for all if that's what you want. Don't let people try to change your mind. Your instincts are telling you to run away. She probably asked you just to be clear that you're not the guy who let her have steamy orgies. And she got her confirmation. Oh, and by the way, counseling usually doesn't work and it's probably the last thing you need.